Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good afternoon to one and all. Glad to have you here this afternoon as we delve into things technology. I would just like to welcome you. I'm your host this evening, this afternoon. My name is Levine Griffiths, and I'm the head of Jamaica Eastern Region. And it is my pleasure to welcome you to the University of the West Indies Open Campus, Jamaica Eastern Region webinar on technology for everyday tasks. You would wonder why? Well, let me tell you. COVID-19 pandemic has impacted our everyday life. Simply everyday tasks has now become challenging. Example, paying a utility bill and doing several banking activities has become quite cumbersome as we maintain our social distancing protocol. So this webinar came from the observed long lines at banks and bill payment outlets and the need to help. Being a teaching institution, our response is to provide persons with knowledge that will necessitate change. The webinar will provide participants with well-needed information on how to use online banking and various payment platforms to pay bills online. It is hoped that with this information, you will find the ease of convenience in meeting your monthly or weekly payment obligations. The webinar falls under our community outreach mandate, and for which we are proud to offer free of cost to participants. May I just say that the participants, viewers, please note that the University of the West Indies Open Campus is not affiliated with the banks or payment companies named in this presentation. All names are used only for demonstration purposes to facilitate this presentation and are not intended for promotion of any business or product. So let's get started. It is my pleasure to start off with our first presentation on the UWI Open Campus, which will be done by our two presenters, Mrs. Paulette Ferguson and Mrs. Goodwin Brown. Please relax and enjoy this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Griffiths. The University of the West Indies, otherwise called the UWI, was formed in 2008 through an amalgamation of the tertiary level institutions, School of Continuing Studies, and the University of the West Indies Distance Education Centers. The University of the West Indies Open Campus is a fourth campus of the University of the West Indies, with sister campuses such as Mona in Kingston and Western Campus in Montego Bay, Jamaica, Cayville in Barbados, and the St. Augustine in Trinidad and Tobago. The growth of the university has not stopped because in September 2019, the University of the West Indies opened the doors to another campus, the Five Islands campus in Antigua and Barbuda. The headquarters of the University of the West Indies Open Campus is located in Barbados, and there are 16 sites strategically placed throughout the Caribbean islands. In Jamaica, we are sectioned into 3 regions: Montego Bay, which stands alone, Jamaica Western, consisting of Savannah Lamar, Brownstown, Ocho Rios, and Junction, and Jamaica Eastern Region, the host of this evening's presentation, consisting of Camp Road, Mona, Learning Center, Mandeville, Maypen, Morant Bay, and Port Antonio. The University of the West Indies Open Campus prides itself in being the online arm of the University of the West Indies, and we offer a wide array of courses and programs. I will now hand over to my colleague from the Mandeville site, Mrs. Natricia Goodwin Brown, who will give a brief overview of the courses and programs offered by the University of the West Indies Open Campus. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Ferguson. The UWI Open Campus offers more than 20 full academic programs and numerous short continuing and professional education CPE courses to over 20,000 students. Prospective students can choose from a variety of regional certificates, diplomas, associate degrees, undergraduate and graduate courses and programs. These courses and programs run for a minimum of 1 year to a maximum of 7 years, depending on the level of program choice. At the Open Campus, individuals are not restricted by geographical barriers, which means that qualified persons can earn certification for any program or course from anywhere in the world, as long as they have internet access. The regional program and course offerings are available on the Open Campus website at www.open.uwi.edu. Application for these programs are done online, and there are 2 intake periods where students are accepted at the university. These are August and January of each academic year. The short continuing professional and education courses and programs are offered by the Open Campus throughout the academic year. There are 3 intake periods where persons can pursue the various courses, namely September, January, and May each year. However, it is important to note that the offer of these CPE courses and programs is subject to the availability of an adequate number of qualified persons. I will now hand over to the moderator to continue with the evening's proceedings. Thank you.
Thank you so much, colleagues, in representing the University of the West Indies so well. And I'm sure that our participants will now have a fulsome understanding of what it is that we offer. With no further ado, let me just take time out to welcome our main presenter, Mr. Ainsley Mills. And while he comes, let me tell you a little bit about him. He lectures at the University of Technology in Building Services and Computer Aid Drawing and Design, AutoCAD. He also tutors part-time for the University of the West Indies Open Campus at the Camp Road site and VDTI. He has a plethora of qualifications. Mr. Mills has an MSc in engineering. He has a BSc in industrial engineering and many other. He's more than well qualified and able to take us through this wonderful journey looking at technology for everyday tasks. Over to you, Mr. Mills.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Just going to share my screen with you. All right, so this afternoon we'll be looking at online transaction. And before we go on, just want to read just below the title there, online transaction. So participant viewers, please note that the University of the West Indies Open Campus is not affiliated with the banks or payment companies named in this presentation. All names are used only for demonstration purposes to facilitate this presentation and are not intended for any promotion or their business or product. So let me just switch to show. So at the end of this presentation, you'll be able to make at least one online banking activity. 2, you'll be able to sign up with 2 Jamaican online payment software developers, organizations, institutions, and the 2 we'll be looking at this afternoon is Bill Express and Paymaster Online. And 3, you will carry out at least one online payment activity with the use of an online payment software and or online banking. So the 2 types of online system used in Jamaica One that has to do with online banking and online payment, bill payment. As you can see on the right, the image there, so the banking has to do with, money. Also, they also have to do with in terms of payment, bill payment. And also we have other organizations that deals mainly with bill payments. So what is online banking? We're talking about this afternoon. So online banking is gaining access to your bank account, or if you have more than one accounts, and carry out financial transaction by means of the internet with any of the following electronic devices. So you could be using your computer in order to carry out your transaction, your smartphone, or a tablet. So some of the commercial banks, Jamaica, that uses the online banking and moving in a clockwise manner, that's going to our right and then moving to our left. So we have Jamaica National, you have Scotiabank, you have First Global Bank, we have CIBC, First Caribbean International Bank, National Commercial Bank, and Sagicor Bank. So online banking, the types of transactions that can be carried out by online banking are, we have one, the transfer of money between accounts. So if you look over to the right, I have a section there in terms of savings. That could be one form of account you have. And the next one could be your credit card. And you'll see where between particular bank at the top here, where you may be moving money from your savings into your credit card. And this come in handy in terms of the due date. So you can actually pay it on the due date or pay it in terms of before, instead of trying to join a line at the bank. So we have, as you can see, you have an NCB, you have a Scotia here, your savings going to the credit card, or your credit card moving to in terms of savings. Number two, you can transfer money between banks, and this could be local as well as international. And you're seeing where you have a situation between moving or transferring funds between Sagicor, showing down there, and Jamaica National. And number three, you may want to pay bills. So two banking websites you will be looking at this afternoon is Scotiabank and NCB. That's a National Commercial Bank. And we see their URL or their link in order to get to their web page. So let's say we want to access National Commercial Bank. So first on my left is showing you the search engine in our browser. So this is my desktop, and it's showing you the link to Google, whether in the taskbar or on my desktop, in this desktop, or in the middle here, where I have this dash line, you can access it through Microsoft Edge. So let's say that we were accessing it through Google. So all we have to do is click on the icon, and what will appear on your device is the initial screen for Google. So what you will do, let's say it's National Commercial Bank, so you type it into the text box, and then you click on the Google search button. What will appear is a listing of National Commercial Bank. So the first, normally in the listing, is this particular link here, where you have Home National Commercial Bank, NCP. All of these are also linked. So let's see that you click on the link at the top. It will now bring you to their web page. And notice in the lower part here, you have two circles. One here is showing in orange. That is telling you that this is the present image you're looking at. And after a time period, could be a couple seconds, then it will switch. And of course, they change it over a period of time. So if you were to go on, you may realize there may be another image that is there. But take a look over to our right. You have a section here that says sign in. So before you can do any kind of transaction, you have to sign in. And once you have a bank account, then of course you'd have given the bank some information with your email and such like. So you'll be able to do your online in terms of banking. So once you click on sign in, this is the initial screen you will actually see, which we refer to as the interface. And you have your username. So you will put in your username in this particular section here that says username. You type it in, and then now you will now click on continue. So for example, if your username was Jamaica, so you type in that, and then you click on the continue button. That now will bring up another screen to say, oh yes, your username is accurate. So put in your password now. So you will notice that initially it didn't give you a choice in order to put in your username and your password initially. So you have to get the username, and then it allows you now to put in the password. So what you will do, you'll type your password, and unlike the username that actually display, the password does not. All right. So put in your password, and then now you will click on the login button. That brings you into your account. So if you look at the top here, you will notice that your name would have appeared there. And then the different accounts you'll have, it will reveal. And so you could have gone in and then click on view, what is your balance in each particular category. So you can click on the button, or you can click on the drop down list. Our attention, however, is over to our right, because we're looking at transferring in terms of money. So what you will do is to click on the link, meaning that the words that you have, transfer money, you just click on that, and it now bring up this particular page. So you're transferring. So which account you actually will be taking the money from, and which account will you pay the money to? So that would be your first and second in terms of entry. Of course, if you look at the top here, it says step 1 of 3. So this is the first step, which you now have to put in 5 or 6 information inside there. 2 of them, or you have 1, that's number 1, number 2, and number 4 are drop-down lists. So this pointer here, once you click on it, it will now reveal your account or accounts. All right. And number 6 is actually an option. You don't have to put it in. So let's move on. So step in step 1 of the first step, or activity 1, once you click on the drop-down list, it will now reveal your account, and you will select where you want which of these accounts that you want to make your selection from in order to take the money from. After doing so, then you will get the option to do in the second section, where you click on drop down, and then you will make your selection, just like how we had in the first case. You will make your selection from the list which account you want it to go to. So the first is from, the second one is to. And then what you will do now is to type in the amount that you want to transfer. Number 4 has to do with the frequency. Do you want it as a one-time? Of course, this is a drop down, so you can select a one-time, meaning that this is just one occurrence you want to pay this or transfer this particular money. If, for example, you want it to happen every month, which is a frequency, or every week, then you could select the next option. So there are 2 options that are in this particular drop-down list. One time, and then the next one now would be like you have a reoccurrence. Then number 5 has to do now with the payment date. which day do you want the money to move from this account, which I know have as you know starting with 30, and which one do I want, the one that goes with the 20, that's where I wanted to put it in. So the date, of course, you can it normally have default to the correct date. So what you will do if you need it to transfer to the day, a date in the future, then you can click on this calendar here, and it will now let the calendar day appears, where now you can make your selection. After you would have done that, then now you'd have click on continue. All right, so once you click on continue, it gives you a page which is now your step 2 of 3, and it's allowing you to see your transaction. So where it's actually coming from, and this is knowing on one page, which account is going to, what is the amount, what is the payment date, and the frequency. And then of course it tells you what the total is, and that is in Jamaican dollars. If you had put any kind of remark, then it would have appeared here. What do I mean when I said that? So let's let me just go back. So if in number 6 you have typed some kind of description here, then it will now appear in this particular section. But remember, I said it's an option. So after you have completed and you say this is fine, then you can go on. But let's say you want to do some changes with the amount or the account, then you could click on the back button here to edit, and so that will carry you back one stage, and then you could you know, do some editing to the amount or which other account you may want to change, or even the date you may want to do the change. All right, so once that is accurate, then you click on submit button. That now will take you to this particular, which is the 3rd step, right, which is the final step. And what will appear above, it will say the transaction with reference ID is submitted successfully and is pending for processing. All right, so for example, if this date was the, you know, like tomorrow, which is going to be the 22nd, then you know it will be there in terms of pending. All right, today's date, it will basically go through, and look what the transaction or the reference number. So the reference number above here matches with, in the display, your reference number, which says that reference ID. The account again, the amount in terms of Jamaican dollars, the date, and of course, you know, Jamaican. And then one thing, before you, let's say you want to finish, you may want a backup to save on your computer instead of, or your device, instead of just only allowing the bank alone to keep that particular record. So you could click on either of these, you know, 3. So the first one is an Excel file. It would have, you know, download as an Excel file. The second one as a PDF, and the third is a text file, such as Microsoft Word or Word Notepad, one of those kind of word processing. So, and after doing so, you just click on in terms of if you want a new transfer. Then if you want to save it, so what will happen once you click on this button, then this is the PDF that would have appeared. And then what you will do now is to save in terms of the PDF. So all you have to do is click on the file, and then you would have a drop down, and then you go to save as, and you place it wherever. All right. So take a note somewhere in the lower part of that page. It says total charge amount is 0.00 Jamaican dollars. So this activity costs you no money at all. All right, just have blown up of the top section of that page somewhere over here, right? So you will see the reference number, and of course it gives a nickname, which is the account in which the money will be sent to. and the amount and what would be the date when it is actually done. All right, so you would have gone to File, Save As, and let's say you want to see all the folders, so you go to Document and then you search for your folder where you want to put the file in. You give it a name, or you can keep the name that is there, and all you have to do is click on Save. Then that now would have complete your transfer in the NCB. All you have to do at the top up here to the right, you see logout, so you click on logout, and you will see another interface that asking you know you really want to log out. So if you click on cancel, it will take you back to the previous page. So if you really want to log out, you will now click on log out, and this is what you will see. All right, meaning that you're actually log out of this particular bank. All right, and it's telling you that you are logged out. Okay, so let's take a look at the next bank. And the next one we're looking at is Scotiabank. So then again, you go to your search engine. In this case, I'm using Google Chrome, but you could use Microsoft Edge and any other search engine in order to get there. So over on my right, what you will do in the text box, again, you will type in the bank. In this case, it would be Scotiabank, Jamaica. And then, of course, you will click on the search button. The interface you will see is a listing of Scotiabank. So it's highly likely that this would be the first listing on that page. So all you have to do, where it says Jamaica, Scotiabank, Jamaica Personal Banking, you click on that link, and it now bring you into their web page, Scotiabank web page. But of course, you're going to need to sign in. So you click on the sign in button here, and it will now bring you to this particular page or interface. Two things you have to do here. This one, you put in your card number, or you use your username. So this is just an example of username, you know, red apple, green banana. So that, of course, you know, display, then you put in your password, and then you will now click on this button that says sign in. It is not so easy with this particular bank. Once you click on sign in, then Scotiabank will recognize that this is your email, and they now will send you a 6-digit number. So you will have to either look on your tablet, your smartphone, or your computer, look in your email and retrieve the 6-digit number. You type it inside there, and then now you will click on continue. What will happen once you type in the 6-digit, then the button, the continue button, will now be highlighted, just like how you have a situation here with cancel. So it will highlight, and then now you will click on continue. That's being okay. By the way, if you take too long, then that time now will expire. So therefore, you will have to do the process again for them to, at initial, for them now to send you a new 6-digit number. All right, so once you click on continue, then now you will be in your account, looking at your different accounts. All right, so that will is, let's say in this case, this is one account and it's showing that balance, and this is account and so on. So let's say that you want to transfer from one to the next. So right at the top, you see transfer between account. So that's actually a link. So you click on that link, which is actually the words, and that brings you to this particular page or interface. Here we have 5 things to do. Then again, if you look at these pointer down, it means that it's a drop-down list. So it will restrain you from even typing anything. You click on the drop-down list, and you'll be able to select from. So it will reveal your accounts. All right. So you have from, to, the amount, the frequency, the date, and once you put in that, of course, you can put a date in the future, and then you will have click next. Okay, so let's say you're doing step one activity in the first section. So if you look at the top here, we have two tabs. One has to do with enter. The second one has to do with confirm. So right now we are entering all these particular boxes. So the first one, click on the drop down, it will reveal. So let's say that we wanted to take some money from your account and you want to put it to your Visa. So what you do, you click on your basic, and then from you click on the drop down, and then you make your selection from your let's say your credit card. And then now you move on to the third step, which is the amount. Of course, you will notice that this doesn't have a drop down. So you'd have to click inside there and type the amount you want to transfer from the first account here to the second account. So just telling you, so let's say that you want to put in $100, you type in $100. You, in terms of the frequency, you want to keep it as a one time in terms of payment. And then the date, you may want to keep this date, or you click on the calendar, and then you will now select in terms of which date you want. Once you have done so, you click on next, and then what will happen, it will now gives, down at the bottom here, there's two things. If you look on the lower part down here, it will tell you what is the date the transaction has occurred, and it has no to your credit card payment transfer and the amount that would you'd have type in. But take a look at the top. It tells you success. Your one-time transfer has been accepted on this particular date at that particular in terms of time. All right. So at this stage, if you actually finish the transaction, then you can click on sign out. But let's say that you want to pay a bill. So what you will do is to click on the drop down above here, which now says pay, and you will see that you have three options. So the first one has to do with pay a bill, then you have manage your payee, and we have payment activity. So what you will do is click on pay a bill, and the interface that will appear is looking like this. So let's say you, in your system, in terms of the bank, you have not created what we refer to as a payee. So your payee could be the Jamaica Public Service Company Limited or the National Water Commission. So what you will do is to click on this link. It looks like a button. So you click on it, which actually says add a payee, and you will see this particular interface. When you look at the tab, you will notice that there are three things you have to do in this particular process. So the first one, you're going to select a payee, second, enter, and then the third one, you're going to confirm. So what you will see, it shows the most popular here. So if you were to click in the circle, so we call it radio button. So these circles, radio button. So let's say I want to pay National Water Commission. I click inside there, and what you will notice is that it filters out the others and only show National Water Commission. Another thing, you could type in the text box, or you could click on this magnifying glass, which is actually a search, and in the list now you could select. So in this case, let's say on my right, I was typing National and ready to go on to Water Commission. So it would have filtered out Digital Flow JPS, and you will only have National Water Commission here. And then you can click into the link, and then of course you would have clicked on in terms of text. So that now will bring you to this page. Now, if you look at the top here, we have the tab, the second tab, and it of course is showing you National Water Commission. If it was JPS, you have selected, or whichever company you are paying, then it would have shown up here. Then what you will do is to put in your account number. So once that is there, you now click on next with your number. So this is an example in terms of the number. And of course, it's giving you that it should be between 12 and 16 numbers. Then you'd have to click on next. That now bring you into confirmation, which is the third tab. What happened in this particular bank? They will send you a 6-digit code again, like when you were signing in, just to make sure that this is you that want to do this particular payment. So they send you to your email a 6-digit number. You will retrieve it from whether your smartphone, your tablet, your computer. You type it within this particular text box, and then you click on confirm. If you miss a character, right, it will not move. So you will get the idea that, okay, I may have accidentally typed incorrect character. So you look back on the email that was sent, and you make sure what you have there, and then you click on confirm. Then what you will see is that it will show you that you have National Water Commission, and in terms of the date, and right at the top it says success. Your pay has been added on that particular in terms of date. All right. So that part section there would have be finished, and that's if you want to add a new one, payee, then you would have click on this button. Let's say you want to pay another company. All right. If you're not, then you could click on in terms of sign out. But just to show you something, there's a little difference here. You will notice that this is dormant. So I'm seeing National Water Commission and I'm seeing the number, but we haven't finished the process. So what you do now is to click either on the text or the number, and then what will appear is that the cells will now becomes light up. So this is like a table showing you the payee and the account number. Then now you will click on next. So what it do is to give you a list, the company that you're going to pay, so that will be there already. And now it's giving you the option from which account you're going to take the money from, and then the amount that you want, whether it's going to be Jamaican dollars, and then the frequency, it's a one-time payment, and the date you want it, is it today's date or you want a date in the future? So you could do that. So once you have that, click on next. But if you look at the top here, the process now has to do with entering. So there again, you have National Water Commission. You have click on the drop down. You select it from your account that you want the money to be taken from. All right. And the date that you want that to occur, I'm showing you. So you have click on the calendar here. And today's date is the 21st, so that will be showing up. But you want, let's say you want it 2 days down the line, which is on Thursday the 23rd. So you have click on Thursday the 23rd, and you will notice in the list it has changed the date to the 23rd. And then let's say you move back to how much you want that the amount you're going to pay, which you have to now type that in. So let's say we're going to type in $100. So you type in $100, the amount. And then now you'd have click on next. But let me show you. Let's say you want to go back to do any kind of change. You want to take it from another account, then you'd have click on the back button. And so that will now take you back to this stage, which you're now able to do the change, or if the date, then you could have click back on the calendar and do the change again in terms of the date. So for example, you want it on Friday, then you could switch it now to the 24th. All right, that is okay. Then now you click on next. That now takes you to the third stage, which is confirmation. Just confirm that you really want to finish pay National Water Commission. Click on the pay button. And then at the top here, it says success. Your future bill, because we wanted to pay on 2 days down the line, which is the 23rd. So it says your future bill payment to National Water Commission has been sent on, let's say this date, but let's say it was done today. So it would have put on the 21st. and it also gives a reference number, all right? And in the listing, sorry, you're not seeing it here, right, in terms of previous activity. But if you were to click on upcoming activity, then it will show you a calendar and indicate on the 23rd, there's going to be a payment. All right. So you finish your payment, you click on sign out. And then this brings you to your initial page. You have successfully signed out. Thank you for choosing this particular in terms of bank. All right. Move our attention now to bill in terms of payment and paying with institution. So Mrs. Griffiths will come in at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Mills. Thank you very much. I hope you have listened keenly and you have learned a bit about how to do banking online, how to get your password, and to do all of that, because that is where we are going. I mean, COVID-19 is the new paradigm, and we have to know how to use technology to make our lives a little better. So I hope you are all settled in. We are still available. If you do have any questions, please type it in the chat. Mr. Mills would be more than willing to answer those questions. So if you don't have any questions, and I don't see any questions coming up, let us then continue with paying bills online. Over to you, Mr. Mills. And just before Mr. Mills start, I'd just like to read the disclaimer one more time for those who might be coming in just now. Please note, participants and viewer, that the University of the West Indies Open Campus is not affiliated with the banks or payment companies named in this presentation. All names are used only for demonstration purposes to facilitate this presentation and are not intended for promotion or any business or product. So now you know. Over to you, Mr. Mills. Please continue.
All right, thank you. So moving to bill payments institutions in Jamaica. So the two we'll be looking at are Paymaster and Bill Express, and you can see their web page, and this would be the link to their web page, or this is their URL. You can type it in and put a search, put in a name, and that will take you to either of these. So let's say we want to reach Paymaster online. So then again, you can activate it through Microsoft Edge, which is this one in my taskbar, which is the dash line, or you could access it to Google Chrome, which I'm showing on my desktop. So once you have done, so it bring you to the, let's say I'm using Google, so it bring you to Google in terms of page, or if you were using any other search engine, then you can type it in. So in my case, I'll type Paymaster online, and then I click on the Google search button. That now takes you to a page showing you a listing of Paymaster online. It's very likely that this one will be at the top that says Paymaster online. You click on it, and that now brings you into their on their web page. But let's say we are doing it for the first time, then you cannot pay a bill. So you have to register with the particular company. So what you will do is to click on register. That now brings up an initial page like this, which you're going to need your first name, your last name, your telephone number, your email address, and just to verify the action again, retype again your email because they communicate with you. Then you put in a password of your choice, And then we have a drop down list here. This could be, what is your mother name? What is your favorite color? Your mother maiden name, sorry. What's your favorite color? What's the name of your pet, and so on. And then now you'd have put your answer here to that particular question. Example given. So name, Jane, last name, Doe. What is your telephone number, email, and you can see that they're similar. Your password will not display, but you put that in. What is the name of your pet, and you put that you know, the name of the pet there, and you click on the button that says register. So it brings you into this particular page that says, okay, this is registration confirmation. So it says thank you for registering. But of course, if you want, you can, you know, come back out. All right. But then you say, okay, then how they are going to get the money. So now we have to now look at the payment method. That's step number 2. So because you have given the in terms of your email, so then this time now you click on in terms of you want to pay a bill or you sign in. So when you're clicking now in order to sign in, you put your email and your password, and you now click on the sign in button. If, for example, if you didn't remember, then you click on forgot, and they will take you through the process again. They'll send you something to your email, and you'll be able to put in a new password. But let's say you remember your password, you click on sign in, and then this now would be your initial interface screen. So over on the left hand side, you have a button there or a link that says payment methods. So you click on payment method, and then it bring up a list here that you know will have to put in. So some of them are 2 of them, 3 as a drop down. So you have what type of card. If you click that, then you're going to have like MasterCard, Visa card. So you make your selection, which of the card you have, and you move on. But look at the top. It says step 1 of 3. So this is the first step. Then you put in your card number. That's for your, let's say, your credit card. Who's the card holder? The 3 digits at the back of the card when it's expired. So you click on the drop down list, and then you select from the month. You click on the drop down list and select from in terms of the year. Your billing address, where do you want that billing to go? The city, so it's Kingston, St. Andrew, is it Westmoreland, Mandeville, wherever. And then the billing parish, you put that in, and then the billing zip code. So for example, if you were within the Kingston, say 6 area or Kingston 5 area, you could type KGM5, and that would be fine. All right, click on next, and then now if you want to add a new payee, meaning that you instead of using, say, MasterCard, you may want to put in a Visa, then you could go through the process again, and then it will allow you to do the when you're doing your payment, it allows you to make your selection from whether it's the MasterCard or the Visa you're actually using, or is there another Visa or another in terms of MasterCard. All right, but if you look here, you see delete. That means the information that you put in a while ago regarding your card, if you want to change it, delete that, or you can do in terms of editing. All right, so let's say that's okay. All right, but remember that was step 1 of 3. So it will say your transaction was successful. To complete this process, please retrieve the confirmation email sent. So it means that they have sent you something to your email. This is why the email is very important. So you could go to your email, and then you retrieve in terms of whatever they have actually sent you. So this is an example of the email that was sent. And just take a look here. It says step 2. It says, because you'd have gone through step 1 already by putting in your card information. Step 2, it says, please contact your financial institution. This could be in terms of a bank, to determine the random debited amount, or authorization code. So some bank, give you a device where you can put in your authorization code. Some institution, you have to call them and you get that authorization in terms of code, and then you actually put it in. You click back on this link, and that now takes you back in terms of sign in. Put in your email, your password, you click in sign in, and whatever you have retrieved from the institution, then you type it in. So let's say that the institution gives you that it is 1.97. So you put that in. But remember, do not wait too long, because it expires after a time period, maybe about 5 minutes, something like that. So if that expired, then you call back the bank, and then they will give you the let's say a different 3-digit number, and you put that in, and then you click on verify. But remember, look at the top, that is step 2 of 3. So we have one more step to go. So step 3, it realizes everything is okay. It makes all the link in terms of the bank. Then it says create a bill, because therefore you may want to do a payment. You may want to do a payment to Jamaica Public Service, National Water Commission, and the list goes on and on. Even to the hospital, for example, the university hospital, you may want to pay, then you can actually do so. So showing your MasterCard, Visa, key card, those are some of the methods. All right, so now you have set up your payment method. We're now going to look at paying the bill. So let's say you had sign out, you click now on paying your bill. So then again, sign in, put in your password, click on sign in, and then it brings you to this page. Again, remember, you saw this page where on your left earlier on your payment method. But look up here at the top, you want to, in terms of bill, so you have click, and then you want to add bill, because you haven't set up any of the payee as yet. So you have to go through that particular process before you can actually do the payment. Click on that, and it now bring up this particular page or interface, where from the provider, then you would have click on the list, and then you make your selection from which institution you want to pay the bill. And then you would have put in a customer number, which would have been your number, and the in terms of the bill, customer name, and then the bill number. All right, example of that, you click on the drop down here, and then you may want to do National Water Commission. So you click on National Water Commission, it comes up in the list, and then the other two, now you type in the customer name, and then you type in your bill number, then you will click on submit. I'm going to take you back a little, just one. Notice these stars. It means that it is a must that you have entries in these boxes. You can't leave any out, and so you cannot move forward. So click on submit. It now gives you a table format with the name of the customer, the vendor that you want to pay, and the account number. And you're seeing that you can edit over on the right hand side there, meaning that one of these numbers not accurate, then you click on edit, and then you can go back and then change the number. If you don't want to go through the process with National Water Commission, then you can click on the delete, and it will now delete from your account. So let's say you wanted, and this is just showing you the difference between the buttons. So you have edit and then delete. So let's say that you click on edit, so take you back here, and then you can make your whatever change you may want, and then you can click on submit. If not, then you cancel, and then you go back to the initial. If you want now to put in another payee, so for example, Jamaica Public Service, then you can now click on this button that says add new payee. And you go through. All right, Again, from the list, you put in the name, the customer name, and then you put in the bill or the account number. All right. So it's telling you how you can do it. Sometimes it's a little sensitive. It wants you to separate, you know, when you have the premises number from the account number. So sometimes some of the systems don't want them to be together. So sometimes you go through, sometimes you have to make a space in between. Then you click on submit. So in this case, unlike the first case, which is allow it, in this case, it is saying that you have an invalid account number. So then you look at the bill and then you separate the premises number from the account number, like the space indicating here, and then you click on submit. Okay, so this is an example showing you that you need to have the space in between the premises number from the account number. Submit, and so you see that both of them are now added to your account, which is what we call now managing your payee, and then it still can go through the process of editing or delete, whichever. All right, so that would be in terms of adding, right, your payee. So what about now paying your bills? Okay, so this is just a blown up. So once you click on adding to the cart, as indicated above here, add a bill to the cart, or you can have pay now, then it will now show the first in your list. What do I mean? Remember, you had so you had National Water Commission and you have Jamaica Public Service. So what will happen, it shows up here National Water Commission. And if you want to do any change, like you want to switch, so you have National Water Commission here. If you take a look down here, you actually have National Water Commission. And then you have to make your selection from the text box. All right, over on the right, you have to type in now how much you want to pay National Water Commission. All right, so it's showing you have a choice. So if you select Jamaica Public Service, then you see that you have Jamaica Public Service with a different account number inside here. But let's say that you're going with National Water Commission. So over here now you put in the amount. So in my example here, you want to pay $100, so you type in $100. Okay. All right. If you want to add another one, then you have to click add to cart. Okay, so that's the amount, $100. So notice once we move on, you notice if this checkbox is not there, right, in terms of adding to their cart, then this will show $0. So you now have to activate the checkbox. You're ticking this box indicating, right? So it's not showing anything. You click in it and it now reveal what was in the amount that you type in. It's showing you at display. If you want to finalize the process, then you would have click on go on next. But let's say you want to add the JPS, you now click on add another account, another bill. So what you will do now is click on the list. It will allow you to, and then you select JPS, and you click a checkbox. You put in the amount. In this case, you want to put in $100, and then now you have click now to add to cart. So what will show is your National Water Commission and your Jamaica Public Service, showing you $100 each for both of them. And because both of the boxes are checked, then it shows you the total. You click now on next, and now it gives you a statement. And the statement, if you want to say, it has 3 parts. At the top here, it's telling you about your customer paying bill. Then inside here, it's kind of giving you a breakdown of your bill for each payee, and then it gives you a total down here, and it's giving you a section down here about your credit card. So I'm just showing you a blown up of these 3 sections. So at the top, customer paying a bill from Jamaica are to be charged, sorry, in Jamaican dollars. If only US currency is displayed on the system, so you should contact the customer service so that they can correct the situation. Second category is now showing your bill. So we have 100 for water commission, 100 for JPS. So it's giving you the total of that, which we call the subtotal. And in the case of Paymaster, they have a processing fee, which is $20. So when you compare it to when you walk in to pay them at their institution, is much cheaper. All right, both the processing fee and the total are added. So you're seeing that you have a total payment of $220. And whatever card you're using shows up here, and it will show the three numbers at the back there, the expired date. So that's indicated here. And then you could click on confirmation, or you may want to read the latter part of that page, which tells you about the condition of Paymaster. So the security feature, the modifications or cancellation policy that they have, and then refund. And then of course you can know after reading that, then you click on confirmation, confirm. So the feedback you will get is that payment confirmation success. Your transaction request has been received. That means the payment has now moved over. And if you want to pay another bill, then you can do so. But let's say you don't want, so you're going to log out of them. So you have a choice either to click on the orange button at the bottom here that says log out, or to your extreme right, you click on the link up top that says log out. So then that will now take you back to this initial page. So let's turn our attention to another one, another method, which this one now is Bill Express, paying online. So we go to the search engine, we type in Bill Express. Inside there, I'm showing you Google, and you will click on the search button. That brings up a list, and likely the one at the top going to be this one that has Bill Express, and you have sign up location, billers, and such like. So you click on the link Bill Express, and it brings up to their web page. If you have an account there, so you put in your username, your password, and then you click on login. But let's say you're doing it for the first time. So look somewhere at the top, closer to the middle, you have a link there that says sign up. So you click on sign up, and it brings you into a page where you have to put in your information. So you have, if you look at the top, we have two tabs. One now, provide contact information. And on our right, you have register credit card. So step one, you have number of entries here. So you have to put in your first name, your middle name, your last name. You click on the radio button, whether it is your male or female, and then you have your username. All right, the list kind of go on. So here again, so your username, whatever name you want to create as your username when you want to log into the system. And then you have a list of your security question. What's your favorite color, or your mother maiden name, when you left high school, and then you can put that responding information there. And then below that, you have your contact information where you put in your email, and again, they ask you to confirm because they need to talk with you at times. Your mailing address, you put that in, and your city or town, your zip code. So if it's Kingston 5 area, then you have put KGN, and that would be in terms of fine. We continue. So then your country, in the case you'd have Jamaica, then you'd have a listing there, the parish, your phone number, right, office, and then you go on. If, for example, you have a Grace Kennedy valid card, then you can put in the card, you accept, and you click on things. Then that will take you now to step two. Remember I told you have two tabs at the top. So you have completed the first, and now you move to the second, which now has to do registering your card. You have a two drop downs here, so you click, which country you're gonna make the payment. So Jamaica, and the second one in terms of the currency you're actually going to use, you click Jamaica currency. Then put in the information in regards to your credit card. And here we have one row to do so. So what card you're using is MasterCard, you know, Visa, whatever. You put in the card number, and you put in the three-digit number, you know, which is at the back of the card, and then the expired number or the date. That is also on your card, and then you click on in terms of finish. Then they give you a listing of what you have put in, just to kind of look at, you know, confirmation. Again, all of those that you just put in. Then no, you have to click on OK. Then you need to get into the system with a password. So this interface will appear and says change your password, but you're doing it for the first time. So just look on the list here. So some tips: 7 characters. You should have 1 lowercase character, 1 uppercase character or characters, at least 1 number at least, and 1 symbol at least. So your symbols could be $sign, numbers, number sign, and the @ symbol. So you put it in, you know, both, and you confirm it. So over here, giving an example of that. Of course, you want the display. So you put that in, and it will tell you what level of your password, whether it is weak, if it's, you know, mild, it is strong. So the best thing to keep it on the strong side. More characters you put in, then the stronger your password will be. And then you click on OK, and you get a feedback. So successfully change password. So, you know, click on OK. Then it bring you out to this interface where now we can, you know, start the process of putting in your payee. But then there are times when you're going through this and we have some cookie appears. So this one, you know, actually, if you want to basically want to save it to your computer, it's a no-no. I would advise you. So what you will do is never. So just in the case of your, you know, your device, you're letting it to somebody, then your security features is not available so easily, or if it is stolen, then it's not easily for people to get access to your account. So I would say, you know, select never. And over here, it will give you like a demo. So what you can do, you can click on skip. But if you want to go through the demo, which is really 5 processes, then you will now click on next. But for us, you just click on skip, and then it brings you now how to go to set up an account. So what you will do, what is the bidder, which is going to be your, in terms of a payee, again, JPS, National Water Commission, and the list goes on and on. So you have to click from the list, and then the account name, the account number. So who's the name that is on the account? And after doing so, then you have to click on set up the account. All right, so the steps, you click on the drop down. Let's say we're going to put on Jamaica Public Service Company Limited, and then you would have now do the account name. Then the example where all the each of the sections are completed, right? Then now you'd have to click on set up account. Then it will give you a list showing you what you have entered. Jamaica Public Service, what is the name you have placed there, and the account number. You know, click on OK, and it will say successfully create customer account. Click OK, and it will now allow you this particular page. So which country, right? So it says click on the bill you wish to pay and enter the amount. So you click on the check box. So if you create more than one, you will see a listing coming down. This is why that is mentioning this. So you click on the one you want, and then now you have to type in the amount, which country. So of course, let's say Jamaica, and below here we'll have the credit card details, which is actually showing you down here. So Jamaican dollars. So these two, you have a drop-down list. If you have more than one card, so let's say in this case you use the Visa Gold, click on it, and Jamaican dollars from the list you're using. So then your one-time payment You're going to type in the amount, which is $100, then the credit card number, the number at the back of the card, when it expires, and then you click on Payee. It brings up this list again, and then look for the cookie gentle folks that comes up here. If you want to save that, you say no thanks. All right, so then you take a look, okay, what you have typed in early on, the customer credit card, what type, and so on, and then the Payee down here on the amount. You say that's all right, then you click on OK. It brings up a form where it shows you the authorization, that's in terms of the express, their transaction number, the date when this was done, the total amount. It shows you again in terms of the total amount, total, and you'll notice there's no service charge with this one. So if you want, you can print the account. You could click on print, and then you get it print on your printer. But if you don't have a printer, you click on print, and it brings it up as a PDF file. And so you can save it, like in the case when I was showing you what happened with one of the bank. If you don't want that, that's fine. You have written down the customer and the transaction number. You know where I click on close. All right. So it brings up back this particular page. That's maybe if you want to do another one, but let's say you finish. Now you have to click on log out, and it brings you to this particular their initial page, web page. That's if you want to log in again, you could actually log in. So thank you, gentle folks. We have looked at online banking this evening, and we have looked at online bill payment.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Mills. I am sure that our audience have enjoyed your presentation and would have learned a lot about how to do online banking and how to make their bill payments online. We truly appreciate that. And I just want to say to our participants, let me just read the disclaimer one more time before we wrap up. If you do have any questions, anything that wasn't so clear, well, then you can write it in the chat and we will certainly answer any questions you might have. Also, you will see in the chat a little survey asking for your opinion of this webinar. And also, if you wish to see other webinars, what are some of the areas that you would like us to present to you? Please let us know. So you will look in the chat and you will see a link, click on it, and you can answer just about 4 questions, not a lot, but we will take what you say and certainly act on it. I would like to read our disclaimer again, and then I move quickly into thanking those persons who made this event the success it is. So to our viewers, please note that the University of the West Indies Open Campus is not affiliated with the banks or payment companies named in this presentation. All names are used only for demonstration purposes to facilitate this presentation and are not intended for promotion or any business or product. I would just like to again thank you for being with us and for staying with us. So first of all, I'd just like to thank our attendants for truly coming in and listening and being a part of this event. And I'd also like to thank Mr. Ainsley Mills, presenter, sir, for such a wonderful presentation, a thorough one, and how someone who doesn't know a thing about online banking can actually start the process and complete through to paying their bills. I'd also like to thank the UWI Open Campus team. First, our marketing and communications team, our webinar committee members chaired by Mrs. Sharon Thorpe, Mrs. Ferguson, Mrs. Goodwin Brown, who presented for the Open Campus, and for Mr. Finnekin, our site technician from the Savannah Lamar site, as we share in this wonderful occasion, and members of staff manning our Facebook and YouTube chats. Thank you all for making this event a success. And We look forward for your support at our next seminar coming up soon. Thank you so much.